Yo, what up? It's your boy Speedy Morman here, and you are tapped into Rolling Out.
All right, Rashad Milligan back again for Rolling Out. We're here with a very, very, very special guest today. We have the host of Facebook's new On the Map series, Mr. Speedy Morman. Speedy, how are you doing today?
What's up, man? How's everything going?
Oh man, everything is everything, and it's definitely a treat to be able to sit down here with you today. I've been looking up to your work for years and years. I guess just first things first, this new series On the Map. Just what's kind of a general gist of it and the entire feel.
Well, we should not only start this meeting by saying that we're happy to be here, but I'm honored that you would put on a suit today to interview me. Like the fact that you have on a blazer right now makes me feel very important. So thank you for throwing on that blazer. But yeah, On the Map, it's a new show that we're really excited about. I teamed up with Facebook to kind of help creatives across America who maybe don't always get their just due. So we're kind of focusing on some mid to small size cities in America that are not New York, not LA, not Chicago, but and then just kind of tapping into the creative community there, so learning about what the art scene is like, what the music scene is like, maybe the food, the cool spots to go to, and just kind of jumping in headfirst into the cool youthful culture in mid to small size cities in America.
In that first episode, which comes out later this week at the time we're recording this on February 3rd, you guys are headed to Phoenix, Arizona, where you guys will really ditch into the indigenous people community over there. I just wanted to know, how was that experience like, I guess being with the natives?
Phoenix was dope. We got to meet with this crazy dope designer named John. He goes by the name of Yek, and he comes from a native background. And just looking at how his native roots impact his work, he finds inspiration from the things that he saw growing up and the things that his family told him as a child. And I don't want to give it away because I want you guys to watch the episode, but he references a lesson that he learned from, I believe it was his grandfather, about making sure you make the most of everything that you have and why it's important to use everything in some way. And so you'll see what I mean when you watch the episode, but not being wasteful is important. And so just looking at how John used inspiration from his native community was special. And then the other guests we had on the show were special as well. So it was really an honor.
Well, what is I guess another thing that you've kind of learned, I guess, going to different communities, and what is the importance of exposing yourself to something different than what you're used to?
I mean, for me, I'm a city boy. I'm a New Yorker born and raised. And so, I very much know New York culture, but learning about other cultures has been exciting. And when people think other cultures, a lot of times I think they think beyond our border of America. But, there are so many different niche cultures and subcultures in cities that may be one flight away. And so, we went to Detroit for episode 2, and that was special because we got to see a whole another culture that's only a 90-minute flight away. And so, I just think that being in these places that, I may not spend so much time in, but then learning more and more about their culture and what made them the way they are has been important.
Well, what is one thing that you do learn? So Detroit, obviously we know the beats, right? The beats, they have kind of like that upbeat, offbeat type of West Coast feel. And then, they wear the buffies, and like they say, what up though? But like beyond that, what is something that you might've learned going there and actually being there, as opposed to kind of your preconceived notions of Detroit?
Man, the one main thing that I learned about Detroit is that they love Cartier glasses. I've seen 20 pairs of Cartier glasses in 3 days. This is unbelievable. But on a deeper level, I learned that the people there are like super welcoming. It's really like a family vibe there. And everybody in the creative community is like kind of lifting while they climb. And so helping other people, while they're on their journey as well. It's almost like people are getting, right? They're receiving a little bit of success and then just kind of also divvying it out to like their counterparts. So I learned that the community there is like super helpful with one another. I learned just how cold 8 degrees is when you're shooting outside. I learned that that there are a lot of dope spots and that the weather doesn't stop people from having a good time out there. And I learned that there's a lot of dope art coming out of Detroit, man. There's a lot of people that are kind of leading what they're calling this Detroit Renaissance. And so seeing the art that they're creating is just phenomenal.
Speedy, obviously you kind of came to prominence over the last 4 or 5 years and stuff with kind of your high profile interviews and sit downs and everything like that. But I just wanted to ask you, with this particular project, what is different about you? Like, do people get another kind of side of you that they don't usually see in interviews? And, you know, why do you think that's the case in this project?
Yeah, I mean, I always try to remain myself, right? You know, and I'm always going to be Speedy regardless of what I do. But, you know, I do think that you get to see a different side of me because, you know, I'm not just sitting down with like some celebrity or some rapper or some movie star that we all know and love. Like I'm sitting with people who may very well be the next celebrity or the next superstar in art or in fashion or in design or in food even, you know. And so it's kind of you're seeing me in an element where I'm speaking to what we believe will be like the next creative class, you know, the next Virgil Abloh, rest in peace, and the next you know, Pharrell maybe, or the next Marnie Senefante. You know, it really it varies, but you know, just seeing these young creatives that are like using everything that they have has been inspiring for me, and that's why I'm so glad to link up with Facebook, because like Facebook is about community, and like we all spend so much time on Facebook, and you know, Facebook is started as one thing but kind of grew into, you know, a platform that we use to not only communicate with one another but to find inspiration and share ideas, and it's been like the most seamless partnership that I could have ever imagined, you know. And Facebook is really doing a good job at like not only highlighting these communities but finding ways to highlight them even more with shows like this on the map.
Right, for sure, for sure. And on your personal social media, you self-reflect a lot, and I want to know, what do you think is the importance of self-reflection, I guess, in your career and your journey to kind of keep perspective of how far you've come?
Yeah, self-reflection, dog. Self-reflection have you thinking about the times where, you know, the meals that you was eating ain't what they are today, you know. It'll remind you that, you know, the people that you know maybe weren't your friends at that time, you know, maybe you hadn't met them yet, or you know, self-reflection is important because you are able to hold yourself accountable and keep yourself honest about where you've been and where you truly think you're going. So I self-reflect a lot, and I think that all true creatives are able to toe that line between like self-reflection but also like foresight and seeing what's next. And yeah, I'm a big self-reflector.
You've been a part of a lot of viral and just big moments, just in general, in the past about half a decade. I wanted to know, what is your favorite moment? If you could give one, if you could, I know. If you
It's
could
tough.
give one though.
It's tough. I get asked this question all the time. You know, it's gonna be the most obvious one, but for me, it's got to be Ray J.
Listen, Speedy, they're unbreakable. They cannot break. It's impossible. I don't care.
I think breaking Ray J's glasses has been one of the most special moments that wasn't intended to be a special moment. You know, it kind of just happened that way. And Ray J's my boy. Like I love Ray J, and we laugh about it all the time. But that's got to be my favorite, because every 6 months or so, it kind of pops back up on the timeline. Somebody reshares, and then we all just laugh, and it's just a true, genuine, funny moment. But I'm excited to see what viral moments come from this show, man. I know that On the Map is gonna really be something special, and like I'm really excited that Facebook is able to find the opportunity to work with little old me, you know, and so I'm just excited.
When you look at how far you've kind of come, like you mentioned it, once the pandemic first started, you were like, 4 years ago today, I graduated from Syracuse, you know, and now this is what I've done in those 4 years. I guess now, what do the next 4 years look like for Speedy Morman?
It's hard to say, it is hard to say. I can only pray and hope that God has a plan for me that I can continue to flourish and continue to do amazing things. But most importantly, I want to say season 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of On the Map will be rolling out. And, we'll still be able to keep inspiring the next creative community in a small town in New York or beyond New York or small city in middle America or whatever. And then aside from On the Map, just, continuing to build the relationship that Facebook and I have kind of fostered. And then, continuing to do bigger things, more interviews, more viral moments like Ray J. Hopefully I'm not breaking anyone else's glasses, but just more moments, man. Moments are important in this life because you look back and you remember the moments more than you do like the days. So just creating more moments that you can look back on and be proud of. I hope that that's what the next 4 years looks like for me.
Well, what were your favorite moments on Facebook growing up? I guess like favorite things to do. Was it poking? Was it, kind of what was your favorite thing to do on Facebook growing up?
I was heavy on the poke when that came out. Like when I discovered the poke, that's how I used to poke my like friends or girls that I liked when I was in high school, or I remember needing help with homework, use that poke button. But for me, Facebook is it's also a time capsule because everything that you posted, if you didn't take it down, is still there. And so kind of watching myself age through Facebook, using the platform now, and then being able to still look back at photos that I posted from 2011 or 2010. Facebook is a legacy. It's a platform that like all of us have special moments with. And so, yeah, shout out to Facebook, man. We all have special moments on Facebook.
How does your family react when you do certain things, like when you interview President Obama, when you get a deal with Facebook to do On the Map and travel the country and interview different people? How does your family react to that?
Keep it a buck with you. My family, like, I feel like half of my family has no idea what I do for a living. Like they just don't understand this concept of what I do. And, but it's a new age. So like if I feel like there's this very antiquated thought that like television, if like my grandmother can't turn on channel 4 and see me there, like then it's not important.
Big deal.
Yeah. So like,
like who's Barack Obama? This is YouTube.
There are certain moments that my family is proud of me. I mean, they're always proud of me, but there are certain moments that kind of like check that box that they're like, whoa, like this is crazy. Oh shit. President Obama was one, and Alicia Keys was another, and then Facebook they were super excited about because my grandmother loves Facebook like more than Mark Zuckerberg loves Facebook. She's on there every single day, but my family was particularly excited about this one because it's something that they use every single day and I use every single day. So they're proud, but certain ones mean a little bit more to them, and this is definitely one of them.
Speedy, getting down to the final stretch of this interview, I just wanted to ask you about a thing that you guys really tap into a couple episodes is mental health, the importance of meditation and mindfulness in daily life. Just wanted to ask you, for you personally, how important has mental health and, kind of awareness of that been for you in your early career?
Yeah, I mean, mental health is the most important thing, I think, to everyone, because if your mind ain't right, then your body ain't right, your spirit ain't right, like nothing else. Your mind is kind of what leads and everything else follows. So for me personally, I'm grateful that I don't suffer from any mental health issues, but I have a lot of friends and family who do. And so I think the awareness for me has been the most important thing, and kind of seeing how wellness at large is tied to mental health and physical health. And so that's why in one of the episodes, in the Phoenix episode, we go to a holistic wellness spot and we do one of their treatments that they have, and it's a pretty funny moment. But seeing moments like that and experiencing moments like that kind of put things into perspective, just with challenges that other people have, and even that people close to you have. So I would say mental health, unbelievably important. But wellness at large is also unbelievably important. So taking care of yourselves is something that we all should have at the forefront of our minds.
It's a thing that people have been talking about a lot lately in the past 24 hours with, what happened with Miss USA 2019. I just wanted to know for you, when you see things like that, a lot of people say that success can be trauma as well. Have you ever kind of experienced that, or at least understand that statement, kind of coming where you're coming from at the level you're at?
Yeah, I would just say when I see headlines like that, you never truly know what people are going through, and you never truly know like what's behind someone's smile. And so I think so many people would look at, a pageant winner and think, she's got it all, or she's perfect. A lot of pageants are kind of built around that idea of perfection. And I think that, it's important for us to realize that, hey, you never know what someone's going through for real. And so be conscious of that as we go through life, and be kind to people, and, don't treat people like shit. And, that is like an absolute tragic story. So just want to send condolences to her family, and, terrible, terrible, terrible situation. And I hope that they're okay during this time.
What are 3 pieces of advice you would give to aspiring journalists?
The first one would be learn the First Amendment and memorize it and know it. Journalism and hosting and basically anything is built around the idea of the First Amendment. And so I think every journalist should know the First Amendment by heart. The second piece of advice I'd have would be start early, start as soon as you know. Generally speaking, the earlier you plant the seed, the sooner the plant will grow. So plant that seed, water it, and eventually that plant will grow. And my third piece of advice would be, I guess I would say intern if you have to. I started as an intern. Some of the greatest success stories in America have started with an internship. Mine was an unpaid internship. These days, interns are paid, and I think that they should be. Unfortunately, I wasn't. But I'd say intern. If that's your only way in the door, get in that door and then shake and move, And my bonus piece of advice, 3B, would be make sure that your Zoom name is actually your name.
I was about to say, this man Speedy is about to let me off the hook. I was like, Speedy a nice guy, Speedy, he let me off the hook. Cause if you didn't say it, I was gonna say it.
No.
All y'all that don't know, I spelled Speedy's last name wrong on the first original Zoom title. I was rushing trying to get the Speedy Morman, and I spelled it wrong. And that's the first thing. Journalists, aspiring journalists, if you interview someone, the first thing you ask, hey, what is your name and how do you spell it? That's a journalistic 101. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That is, but I do have to take some credit here, and I am going to say that I have to put some fault on me. And the piece of advice I was saying was actually for me, not even for you. I was just saying, if you're trying to be a good journalist, make sure that the Zoom name that you log into the call with is your actual name. I joined the Zoom call on, I guess, someone else's Zoom account. The name said Sean. I don't know who Sean is, but Sean, if you're out there, thanks for letting me use your Zoom account. I appreciate it because, again, Rashad, I apologize, man. I don't know why Sean was there, but I apologize.
It's all good. I made the cardinal sin of journalism. Spell the name right. Make sure you spell the name right. The name, you can Google it. Joking, you can Google it in 2 seconds.
But you do the blazer on, so we're even. You sitting here with the blazer on. I feel good about it now. You look sharp. So,
but yeah, wrapping up, Speedy. Last couple questions. I guess just what are 3 reasons people should watch the show on Facebook?
The first reason is because you'll learn something. You'll learn about independent, small creatives that could very well be the next household name. Even if they don't turn out to be the next household name, they're unbelievably talented, and we all should be tapping into them. The second reason is because it's something that you'll be entertained by. So 1, you'll learn. 2, you'll be entertained. You'll watch something, you'll laugh, you'll cry, it'll take you through the range of emotions. You'll feel everything. And the third reason is, I'd say watch it as a tour guide. If you ever want to go to Phoenix, now you know who you need to tap in with. Now you know the popping spots to go to. Now you know where you go get your coffee from, or now you know if you want to get cupping done, where you can go tap in. It's also like a great tool that I think communities across America can use to like know. Because, when you go to a city that you've never been, you're like, shit, I don't know what I'm about to do here. Or, where's the good coffee, or where's the good clothing, or I want to go thrifting. Where's the pop and thrift spot? We lay it all out for you while you're learning and while you're being entertained.
Kobe Bryant, how often do you think about your Kobe Bryant interview, especially since January 26, 2020?
Dog, first and foremost, rest in peace to the GOAT, the Mamba. I think about Kobe himself all the time, because I try to emulate his mindset in like my day-to-day. But I think about the interview every chance I get. It's the absolute honor of my life, being able to sit across from one of my heroes and have a conversation with him. Yeah, man, I think about it a lot. And I'm honestly just so honored, so grateful that I got the chance to do that. Yeah, all the time.
Shmurda, when you interviewed Shmurda, you brought up the Instagram viral clips. And one of them, the one Elite Life KD, he went to Georgia State with me. And so I was wondering, Shmurda said on the interview, I don't know those videos that you're referring to, but did you show him after the interview? This is just kind of a personal question that I've always.
I did. Salute to Elite Life KD for making one of my favorite videos on the internet. I did show Bobby after the interview, and he truly had never seen it before, which I thought was crazy. But then I remembered he was incarcerated for the last 7 years, so it kind of makes sense. But yes, I did. Shout out Elite Life KD. Shout out to Georgia State, by the way. Anytime I hear of Georgia State, I think of that Drake line where he's talking about George Strait and Georgia State and.
Tuition, hey, you got it.
Yeah.
But Facebook, everybody, Facebook watch. On the map, we have Speedy Morman on there. He's going around, starting off in Phoenix, Arizona. Great way to start off Black History Month. He's talking to the indigenous people, everything like that. Go check it out right now. He gave you 3 reasons to. Speedy, we appreciate it so much. Thank you, sir.
Shout out my dog. Thanks for throwing on that blazer. Appreciate it.